And I strongly believe our species needs to work past violence entirely. It's entirely unnecessary. All right, and the last question here that we'll take is, do hybrids ever become aware of the fact they are hybrids? Is it at a certain age, question mark, or do they have something in their life that makes them fully aware? I think a good amount of them certainly become aware something's going on, myself included. You heard my story, and that's what the process is like. The age, it's something, the universe is composed of numbers and shapes. And so are our lives. So every 9 years we have a transition in life. So at the age of 27, it was almost exactly when I hit mine. So right around the end of that third span of 9 years, the awakening process often happens. Sometimes it's at 19, sometimes it's later in life, 36, 45, but typically at those ages. It doesn't always happen to everybody. A lot of times it's confusing because these hybrids can't find someone like them to help them walk through it. But once you've been through the process, you can kind of spot it a mile away. So it's a good thing to do for a person who you see going through that, to help them out, because they think they're nuts. They don't know what's going on. But yeah, a lot of people become aware. I don't think they become aware of the details, because I fill people in on it every day. They want to know what's happening to them. And, well, here's the deal, guys. And the funny thing is, the responses are always comforted by it. Like, it makes sense. That all fits. Which is always kind of funny to me. Kind of like, well, I always tell them, you're welcome and I'm sorry. I mean, you had 1,000 questions and now you got 10,000. But yeah, a lot of us become fully aware something's up. Most of us do. We all knew we had a special role in society from the beginning of our lives. I thought at certain points in my life it would be my job alone to save the entire world. Thank God I've learned there's an enormous group of it, and I'm just a small part of that group. Talk about a weight off your shoulders. But yeah, there appears to be, from what I've learned, there's something that the sun is shooting at right now. I believe it's just extra protons. And these protons help activate the pineal gland through the pupil. The pineal gland is in the middle of the brain, and anybody curious about this should really research the pineal gland, Pineal. And it's a small gland in the middle of your brain, and it basically senses light. And so at a certain point, these protons will penetrate through the pupil enough that the pineal gland is activated. It's like a light switch almost. And it raises... It's hard to say this because the new agey stuff really irritates me. I'm a normal guy, like I said, so I try to talk about this in normal people terms, but the new age terms are the only ones that exist. But just know, a lot of that mumbo-jumbo irritates me too. It's relatively correct, but not presented properly at all. But the pineal gland is activated, and it raises a person's awareness, essentially. And if you haven't had that happen to you, it's hard to understand or care about that. If you have, you realize it changes everything in your life. You're like born again, literally. You're learning to walk again. You're standing on the ceiling, everybody else is on the ground, and you don't know how you got there, nor why you're there. And it takes some time for everybody to process that, I think, and come to terms with it. Sure took me a while. Well, it didn't take me too long, because I really jumped into it, but it was very, very difficult for me. I had a hard time letting go of the old reality. I went kicking and screaming, but I finally had to. So there's the answers to these space chicken questions. All right, everybody. You're listening to the AlienPhotog show on FM 93.4 The Party and party934.com.